Hi mechanics, today we will introduce the controller. This is one of the parts that makes scrap mechanics so unique and opens a whole new level of creativity for the player. Trust me mechanics, this thing is amazing. What you just saw there were a few of the fantastic creations you can build with the controller. But how does it actually work? If I show you, you'll see that it's surprisingly easy. It's convenient actually that I'm right in the middle of building a storage house and it needs a door. So let's make a basic automatic door. I want the door to spin on a bearing right here. So just add that there. Now let's add a nice piece of wood as the door. And now let's place the controller here. You have to have some sort of trigger connected to activate the controller, so I'm placing a switch here as well and connecting them together with the connect tool. Now let's take a closer look by pressing E on the controller. As you can see, there are no bearings attached to it yet, so let's close it and connect the one we just placed. As you can see, bearings get numbered so that you can keep track of all the connections. This is my first bearing, so let's open the controller again. Notice there how the bearing has its own row with different dials. The first dial allows you to set from where you want the rotation to start, but it's in a good position now, so we don't need to do that. Now we just want it to do 1/4 turn in the beginning of activation. You set the dial by holding the left mouse button and drag left and right over it. You might wonder what the rest of the dials do. Here's the cool part. Every time you activate the controller, it will play all of these as a sequence. Now let's hit the switch. Simple. Now we've got a nice automatic door right there in place. But how about we add something a little bit more, like a reinforcement that will look more interesting. So let's place a bearing here next to the door and add a long piece of metal on top of it. It's not as funny as I want it to be, so let's just stick a shoe on the end. Now, time to hook it up and enter the controller again. See how we've got a second bearing in place now. No point setting the start position since it's already exactly how we want it to be. Now, here's where the first door rotation is done with its movement. So after that, we want the reinforcement to come down. So I just choose the one after. Now let's try it out. That looks pretty neat. Now we've got a working door in place. You can set it to play the movement in a loop or back and forth. The controller can have 10 bearings connected to it, and each bearing can rotate 10 times in a sequence. With that, you can create some true masterpieces of machinery. By the way, check this out. Let me show you my main house here. I made a different door on this house, and yeah, welcome to my house, mechanics. As you can see, my house entrance was also built using the controller, which is pretty neat. You can see there are endless ways you can build the same thing. I think I've got it looking pretty nice in here. Plants here and some shoes. You can relax and listen to the radio. Ooh, even got a little sink here to stay nice and clean. Hello, little friend. But do you know what? I've got a little bit of a secret. This house that I've built is not a regular house. It actually transforms into a moving vehicle. Hold on to your seats. Check this out, right? Let's transform it back again. It never gets old. So check it out. It's a house that does everything. It's got folding ceiling, folding walls, folding floorboards. The folding floorboards is a nifty storage solution. Like, you can keep anything under there. It doesn't have to be humans. Lovely. And again. This is awesome. What? I didn't know you were down there.
Hey, I really want to move house. I'll drive you.
As you can see, this has got way more controllers connected to one switch and many more bearings, but even though it looks incredibly complex, it's all based on the basic function which I just demonstrated when making the door, just with 1 or 2 more connections. Time for us to drive off now, I guess. Now, it's up to you to find new ways of using the awesome controller, so come on, mechanics, let's build some fantastic machines. Of course, don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, where we will post news from Scrap Mechanic every week.